This is the Audio-Technica Soundburger. It's a very cool name. It's a vinyl player, and I think the name originates around this function here. You can open it like this. You put your vinyl on here. This here is your pickup, and then you could play your record on the go, so to say. I think it's pretty cool. So I bought this one here for around $109 US. It's faulty. I have no idea what's the fault. The guy who sells this stated, yeah, it's in a very good condition, very good for collectors. There were not many images, just one if I remember correctly. I guess that was way too much money for this faulty product, but have a look here. All scratches. You see here, scratches, dirt, scratches. I'm not sure about you, but would you say that's anywhere near a collector state? I think that's typical eBay BS, but yeah, now we have to deal with it, or I have to deal with it. And now we want to see what's faulty with it. But first, I think we should clean it. The easiest way to do this is just using wet wipes. Sometimes you have to be careful when you use wet wipes because some surfaces doesn't like, I don't know, the ingredients of those wipes. So if you have ever used wet wipes, you know that sometimes surfaces can become sticky, especially when you're trying to clean these soft touch materials that start to degrade and just get sticky when you use it. That's so disgusting and I hate it so much. The arm to the side. This here is for vinyl singles, or the smaller ones, and it also acts as an armrest for the pickup. That's for the transport. Yeah, that's such a shame. Yeah, also collector's item, yeah. Nice. What I also like to use is compressed air. I have a little compressor under my desk. You can also just use those little cans with compressed air. It's the same, but the mileage is of course much less. Yeah, I think it's fine. So we could try it out. Oh, yeah, by the way, if someone has any idea what that here is, I first thought it's some kind of antenna, but I think that doesn't make any sense because there is nothing, where I could tune in a signal or something. So I think the purpose is something else. If you know it, let me know. Let's have a look in the battery. Yeah, sure. Have a look. Collector's edition. Nice. Yeah, I think they just leaked the battery. That's irrelevant, I would say, for now. Because we can try to power it with a DC in. And I think that's the first thing we should try. What we should keep in mind is, when you have a closer look, the plus is outside and the ground is inside. Modern devices mostly have the positive in the middle and the ground on the outside. So I have to keep that in mind when I now tune in my power supply and switch it. This here is the DC input. Let's see what will happen when we plug it. Let's see if okay, it's powered off. Plug it here. Nice. Yeah, we need a vinyl, yeah? What could be better than having some fun with reggae? Bob Marley should help us with this test. Okay, what I also just have seen that the pickup here, that there is something missing, a little handle to place the pickup, but it's broken. Collector's edition. This arm here, when we put it completely to the right, there's a little button, and I think that will stop the player when it would now have run. That's the issue where this little broken arm comes into play, because now I have nothing to hold on, so yeah, it's more fiddly. Okay. And we have to flip this little plastic protection here on the side. It protects the needle. Is it called needle? Not sure. Let's place it here. Now we can close it, but we have no sound right now. To fix that, I will just use a little Bluetooth box and using one side with the aux, connect it, power it on. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, on this side we have those, in Germany it's called Cinch, not sure if it's in English also, but yeah. Plug it here. Okay, we should use the 45 setting, because it's a big vinyl. Hopefully, let's see. Oh, that's quite slow. Okay, volume. Okay, here's something, but I can't hear anything. Okay. Is that the fault? I'm not sure if you can hear it, but when I go nearer with my mic, you can of course hear that the needle is, or the pickup is getting something. But there's nothing comes out of our Soundburger. There are also some, I think it's an output, maybe that's an input. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Forget this. Yeah, let's see when we plug it here and here. Oh, there's nothing. There's a volume wheel and it's completely up. This side, nothing. Let's try again this one here. At this stage, I was fiddling with the wires, and suddenly, a few minutes later, this happened. Okay, let's plug it. Ah! I heard music! Why? Oh, that's... Okay. At least we have sound. But too slow, I would say. Okay, that's even slower. Okay, I think the track is just ended. Let's fast forward. Yeah. The devil is singing. Okay, so the speed is completely off. I think one thing we have learned is that connections here are a bit corroded, so they're not working perfectly. The white channel doesn't work at all. Yeah, let's first open it up again. Yeah, it's so crappy that this arm is broken. Get it off. Put it to the side and let's remove the vinyl. What's always a good idea when you have older devices, in the early years of electronics, or in the past at least, you have got service manuals, so that anyone knows how to repair these devices, what's inside and stuff. And you can find them mostly when you're just Googling it with item service manual PDF download or something. I've done this for our Soundburger, and you see that's what I've found. It's the Soundburger AT727 service manual, and let's see, we are too slow, aren't we? So, specification, parts installation, block diagram. You know what, let's just have a look that you have an idea what's in these service manuals. Yeah, you see here a little schematic, all the information, tone arm, which is which, and you will see I was trying now the output terminals, and there are also stereophone jacks, but yeah, maybe I got the wrong cable for it, but it doesn't work. Yeah, you see here, body disassembly procedure. Let's skip that for a moment and let's see. I think I've read something about, yeah, turntable speed adjustment. It appears that, yeah, there is a stroboscope disc you can put on here. Use fluorescent lamp. Use a screwdriver to adjust volume until the stroboscope stripes appear to be stationary. Okay, I have the fluorescent lamp and I have the stroboscope light, stroboscope disc. But what I have is, and I haven't used it since now, that's this. Yeah, it's a laser speed measurement tool. This can show us which RPM something is turning. I would say modern version of this fluorescent lamp and the stroboscope disc, so to say. For better results, they also provide those little, you see that, reflective tape that you can put it on so that the laser can better be reflected from the surface and for more detailed results, maybe? Yeah, let's try that out. Okay, let's see where those holes are. This should be the 45 section, and this here is the screw for the 33 RPM section. And I'm not sure if we can see it. It's even for me hard to see. So let me grab a lamp so that we can have a better view. And I think now we can see a bit better. No, that's quite hard to see. But I would, yeah, it's definitely for a flat screwdriver. Adjusting volume. I'm not sure why they referring to volume. I think it's potentiometer or something that's inside, but volume, not sure, it's just a bad translation. Whatever. Let's place one of these reflective stickers here. So I will just cut it to length and place it on it, just that we have an accurate reading. Yeah, let's place it here. Good. Now, what happened when I now turn it on? Okay, it spins. That's good. Let's first tune in the higher speed, the 45. Okay, now let's see. How does that work here? Turn it on and we can read the RPM. Okay, let's see. Put it in here. No chance. What the heck? What about this one? Or maybe it's slipped down the road? Can't see anything. Yeah, okay. I think that's not a good sign. Maybe someone else just pushed it too far down or ripped it from the board. I have no idea. To check that, I think we unfortunately have to peek inside. Now we will consult again our little service manual. So let's see. Body disassembly procedure. I don't want to remove anything. I just want to remove the bottom side, I would say, first. Okay, there are, of course, caps inside. Chemical condenser. Like, that sounds very weird. Remove the 5 screws on the lower part. Yes, this video is more complex than I thought. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that's not very fur. I'm pretty sure someone was in here, but yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, and I see there are already screws missing. Oh man. I haven't seen that before. No screws. Oh, that's so bad, really. Okay, what now? Can we lift it now? Okay. Yeah, we could. Firmly, at least. Oh yeah, those belts here, I can... Yeah, have a look. I definitely need new belts. These are the, yeah, potentiometers for the speed, but they look... Are they damaged? There's just a hole inside, so I can't see any screw. Oh man. Collector's condition. Okay, I guess the speed issue is just a belt problem. Yeah, come on. Let's remove this here. Okay, one side. Oh man. Okay, and one cable is already off. Okay, doesn't matter right now. Just resolder it later. Damn it. Okay. Now we can have a look. Let's see. No, these caps are original, I would say. Yeah, these soldering joints look very old, all the same as all the other ones. But here, there is nothing inside. What the heck? Oh, come on, guys. Do I really need to replace them also? I think the first thing I would do is just replace the capacitors. Should be the best starting point. So, for this, I will use Flux. This is DIY Flux. I put a link in the description or where I show you how to make this on your own. You just need 2 ingredients, so it's not difficult and very fun to experiment with it. Okay, so let's put some drops on here. Yes, I have always too less room on my working area, regardless on how big it is. That's always very interesting. Let's place some new solder. I will use solder wick to get rid of the solder, and yeah, I know it's not the most efficient way to crank up my temperature, but I have no desoldering pump at hand at least. Yeah. And it's off. And I think, yeah, you see, this one doesn't look good. So what is it? It's 220 microfarad and 6.3 volts. Okay. Let's see, what do I have? 220 and, okay, I mean 6.3 volt. This is completely irrelevant because when this number here is higher, that's also fine. It's just an issue when it's lower. The new one is much smaller, but got, yeah, almost the same height. The only thing I wasn't now aware of, which direction it came off. Okay, hopefully it's visible on the other side. Oh yeah, there's a white dot, and we see the white dot aligns with the ground. So we put it through. Stretch the legs. Place again some flux. Flux will reduce oxidation and, yeah, makes our life much more easier while soldering, and these solder joints are much nicer. That's also in this DIY Flux video, why you should use it. Okay, now we can cut the legs. And now we'll do the same with the other caps in fast forward. Okay guys, I replaced all of the caps, and you see here there were a lot of caps. If you're wondering why I just replaced them, when you have a device from the 80s, yeah, you can nearly replace them every time because they are not in the best shape. This can lead to maybe the audio problem from the beginning, that there was no audio. We will see if this will help, but that's always a good best practice to do this. It's a lot of work, but when you want to restore functionality, you have to do it. No pain, no gain. But now there's a different problem. You see closely here, I haven't cut the legs from our new cap I replaced there. And the reason is, you see this here is copper. So this connects all the joints. And here You see there is also copper. Now it's not degrading and there is no more green. So I assume, and there are no pads where I can solder it on. So it could be that one of these capacitors leak, for example, or battery acid or whatever it was destroyed this area, or at least made it more vulnerable. Because during my soldering, of course, when it's old, it could start degrading. So we have to restore this to some kind. I think for a better view it makes sense. Go under the microscope for you guys. The trusty microscope camera that you see what is going on. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record on my microscope camera, so this footage is not available. What I did was bend the capacitor's wires to the next pads on the same copper traces and solder them. Then I checked the connection using the multimeter in beep mode to make sure it worked. You will see how it looks in a moment. After that, I protect the wires with fast curing UV oil. Yeah, let's try this here. That's something that's new. Motherboard jumper wire 3-second fast curing oil. Repair, solder, resist, fast curing. This is UV activated curing paste. Yeah, what we can also do is use a little brush. Just as a clarification, I'm not a professional, so don't mistakenly think that I do repairs for my income or stuff. This here what is barely hobby, and I want to show you guys how I approach problems. Be calm when you see stuff where you would say, what the heck is this guy doing? Yeah, please let me know in the comments if so, and I will try to make it better next time. We will now use a UV lamp, this one over here. When I turn it on, yeah, it hardens now the paste we just put on it, and afterwards it should be scratch resistant and protect the surface underneath it. Okay, now it's off. Let's do a second pass. Why not? It doesn't hurt. Okay, second pass done. What I like to do is give it a brief hot air for better curing. Yeah, you see, it's really a mess. Let me clean up it for a moment. Yeah, but even these cubes will degrade through the rubbing. That makes sense. I'm not sure if I want to use a toothbrush. Yeah, come on, why not? Put some IPA on it. Now let's brush it. Yeah, here we could also place some flux or rosin. Doesn't hurt. This is the new cable I just ripped from the board. Damn it, Aaron. Okay, now when we just let the flux dry, the alcohol, the IPA, it's 99%, evaporates and it leaves a fine layer of rosin that protects the surface. So that's good. I won't change the potentiometers for the speed now. I'm pretty sure that they are not fine anymore, at least I would say so, because I can't see anything what I could modify with a screwdriver or something. There's no screw or something, it's just a hole inside. Yeah, that can't be right, but that leads me to the idea that someone else must be inside this. Yeah, because there are no parts inside. Yeah, I ripped both of these cables here. Oh yeah, here, red and blue. Battery goes here. Is this mirrored? Doesn't make sense. But this is here, so it needs to be flipped, huh? Yeah, I can flip it by taking a screenshot, huh? That would be the easiest way. Okay, now we flip it. Yeah, that should be it. Now, let's see. Here's the motor wire. We have this here. And the blue wire, so blue and red. Nice. It's so handy to have a service manual. That would be so great if we have this for any devices, so hopefully rates of repair will get even better. Okay, so the blue one was over here. I soldered the red and blue wires under the microscope camera, but as I said, the camera wasn't recording. Sorry guys. Yeah, I think we can try to put it back together and replace this tape that's, yeah, not elastic anymore to keep the wires in place. So let's use this one here. Just tape it over here. Putting a tape here. Should keep these cable into place. We have a problem that... Ooh, yeah, I think that this cap here is too big. Is that right? I think so. Oh no. So this one over here, I think I have to bend a bit. Because it collided with this switch. What's happening when we put in power and see, will it spin? Yes, it will spin. Okay, the motor is connected successfully. That's good. We need to put another belt on it. So first the smaller one. And yeah, they are completely loose. But I think the only belts I have at hand are for cassette players. So I will have a look if I find a replacement that could fit. These are the only belts I got. So maybe, that's the only chance. This one could be a replacement for the smaller one. Yeah, could work. So let's see. First we need the big one. There are also smaller ones inside. Is this exactly the same? Don't ask me why I bought them. Sometimes I go just through AliExpress and think, you might need that. And I could be right in this case. I just put them in this little box here. I just see belts all over the place. So maybe like this, and then go over here, and now I need to get it under the smaller one. Yeah, like this. Okay, that works, but I guess, problem is to get it more or less straight. Okay, it looks like it will do it on its own. So it was twisted, looked like this. Looks like that it will work anyway. So now this one here goes to this. Well, feels much better, I would say. DC and okay, that looks better. Let's now see how the measurement is working. Here you can see me using the laser measurement tool the wrong way. I thought it was showing something around 30 RPM, but the display said 300 RPM. That really confused me. I will explain what went wrong later. It's not important right now. 35 RPMs, 34.5. Could be close enough. I'm not sure. Now let's see. What about the other setting? The fast one? Wow, it took very long to repair this thing here, and we are not done. Let's clean these connectors here. For this, I will just use a cotton swab and isopropanol. isopropyl glycol, so IPA, and I will just try to get them in there a bit. Okay, closing it up. Go to the 45 speed. Oh, that's so high experimental here. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's much faster. Oh. Okay, now it's... Now... The left channel works. Yeah, okay, now we have a problem that we can't adjust the speed. So I have to open it up again, and we need to replace these controls, and recheck the speed. I will have a look what we could use as a replacement for these potentiometers. I will be back in a second. Okay, I opened it up again. So now we want to desolder these two potentiometers. Again, the Flux. Yeah, come on, we can also put it here because we need to desolder both of them. Oh, it's getting hot again. Oh yeah, okay. And let's see. The reason I'm not flooding it with new solder is because this unit is that old that it should be already leaded solder, so it works well or good enough, yeah, without mixing it with new solder. Let's see if we can remove it already. Nope. Yeah, and you see there is something missing. There is nothing in. So definitely somebody broke it. Yeah, that's a collector state. Oh man, that's so worse. Yeah, probably that's 5 kilo ohm. I think it's the first number is the 5, and then 3 zeros would be 5,000, which should be 5 kilo ohm. Yeah, that makes sense. So we put that to the side and desolder the second one. Oh, it's empty. Oh no. There is nothing. There's no potentiometer. It's just the case. Wow. Okay, as a replacement, I have found this in my spares. That's 5 kilo ohm, or as close as it can get. I think I measured them with 4.8. They are not that accurate. I hope they are fine enough. Let's see how I can properly solder them, because we need to bend those legs a bit to make it fit. That looks good. So Flux. Oopsie. Okay. And I'm very tempted not to clean it because, as I told you, I will use this flux for protection because the resin is resin from trees and hardens, and it really acts like yeah, the protection layer, so to say. Normally I would clean this up, but because it's that aged and we have this problem with the traces and stuff, I will not touch it anymore and won't clean it. Okay, now you see 3 ohms on this side, and here we have probably the 4.9 because I tuned it, or I put it to the max position. So now let's, I think this is normal, or the mid section. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, here we have now 2.6, and I think that should be nearly the same. Yeah, 2.3. These China potentiometers are not that, calibrated. I looked in the description of this thing here, and we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So that means the value I see here, we need to divide it with 8, and then it should be fine. Now let's see what happens when I turn it. Nothing. Nothing. That's not good, I guess. What the heck? Is it doing anything differently? Not really. Okay, that was obviously not the right one. Now that I've figured out how to fine-tune the speed with the potentiometers for both 45 and 33 RPM, and I finally know how to use the laser measurement tool correctly, I adjusted both speeds as close as possible to their targets. Just to explain the tool quickly again, every reflection of the disc is picked up by the tool. That means the 8 stripes on the disc are each counted once per rotation. So if the tool shows 360 RPM, we divide that by 8. The real speed is 45 RPM. Pretty handy as long as you use it the right way. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I'm not sure if this will be perfectly fine adjusted, but yeah, I hope so. Oh no, the new one are too big. It is this here. Now I'm just thinking, what's that? Wait a moment, where does this come from? Okay, it comes from this here as grounding, I would say. I think the easiest way would be to, get rid of these things here so that this can go deeper. This is enough, we'll see. But yeah, I will do that. And yes, I know that this is not the best way, and I hated to destroy stuff, but hopefully you won't see it, to be honest. And sometimes we need to be a bit creative. Yeah, something like this. It really hurts to destroy this stuff here, but as we all know, we just tried out so many things right now, like using other belts and using now other potentiometers that are not very original, so I think it is okay to modify the case a bit. Does it fit? And here we see you can't see it. Yeah, here we see the new potentiometers. Nearly there, I would say. Again, not a professional, just holy grid, and I want to fix this, and I'm That's not the proper restoration, so please keep that in mind. That's very important to me. So does it work? It does. Pretty sure that this pickup isn't the best. Needs to be replaced also. Wow, guys, wow. Okay. Turn on this cute little box again. And let's see. Come on, please. That's the slow speed, so let's go to the... Okay. Okay, that was idiotic. The 33 is for the big vinyls, and everyone was thinking, what is this guy doing? Okay, so this works. I think that sounds quite good. I will fix it. I will go a little bit faster. There's a volume knob, but I'm not sure if it's just only for the other output. I can get it out of this other port here. Maybe this will get us something. Ah, then there's the volume working. Nice. Now the only thing left is the battery. What's happening here? I will use a file and we first check. Maybe I can tape this here. I will try to put IPA in it. The main thing I want to know is it working with batteries and is it just here corroded contacts, or do we have another problem with the battery? Let's see. Our DC cable we used previously is here, so we just have connected our audio right now. It works, guys. I will clean these battery contacts off camera. I can't, it's so hard that it took me so long to repair this. I will put it in the edit how long the raw material is. Wow, I haven't expected that, to be honest. I recommend this video over here where I show you step by step how to replace a broken motherboard PCB trace. And as always, happy tinkering, guys.